Hi, I'm Chris with Padel Warehouse. I'm here with Aladdin from Total Padel, and Aladdin is going to take us through the tips on how to choose the right racket for your game. Aladdin?
So, to choose a Padel racket, I recommend considering 4 factors. They are the shape, weight, balance, and materials. And talking about the shapes, we have 3 shapes in Padel, Chris. We have diamond, teardrop, and round shape. The first shape is actually diamond. Diamond-shaped rackets are the most powerful rackets you can find. Low sweet spot, but if you center your ball in the right position, then be sure of having a very powerful shot. High balance, so they put most of the weight on top, and it's mostly for the attacking style players. If you go round shape, it's mostly for defensive style players, patient players that are trusting their control, their precision, their feeling, and they are building the point very slowly so that they have the right moment to finish the point. And if you are not sure of which type of player you are, then you can go teardrop. Teardrop shaped rackets are very balanced. Usually they have a medium balance, and it's mostly for players that are trusting both attacking and defensive skills.
Aladdin, what about the weight of a racket? How does that factor in?
It's actually depending on the player at the end. If you are one of these powerful smashers, you want a powerful racket, heavy racket, then you can go 370 grams or even higher. If you want more maneuverability, comfort, control, you can go 360. It's also good for players with elbow and shoulder injuries. You don't want to get a heavy racket because it's going to be very complicated to play with. And if you want something in the middle, you can go between 360 and 370. There is something very important, Chris, is that let's say, for example, you are a powerful player, you want a heavy racket, you are searching for more power, but if you don't have the ability to play with and the capacities to unleash the full potential of the racket, then don't go for it, because then you're gonna just harm your elbow, your shoulder, and you will not be able to play the way you're thinking. So choose a racket with the adequate weight for you.
So we have shape, we have weight. What else do we need to consider?
We can go also for balance. So balance is actually deciding or determining what's the feeling you will get from a racket. Usually they take most of the material and they put it somewhere in the racket to change the specs of it. If you go high balance, so they put most of the material on top. High balance rackets are usually diamond-shaped rackets as well, so they are super powerful. Sometimes they go closer to the handle, so you have a low balanced racket, and usually they are round-shaped rackets. And if you are not sure again, you can always go to the middle, it's always the answer. And you can get a medium balanced racket, which is most of the time teardrop shape. This is not a strict rule, but at the end, you can see some brands creating like some different rackets, maybe diamond shape with low balance, or maybe the opposite. At the end, it's very important to choose the right balance also for you.
And then there are different materials used in the construction of a racket. Tell us a little bit about those and how those affect playability.
If you want to divide rackets into 2 groups, you can go hard and soft. If a racket is hard or soft, it's usually determined by the materials making the surface, the core, and also the frame sometimes. Talking about the surface, you can find either carbon or fiberglass. If you want to go for more comfort, you can go for fiberglass. If you want more control and power, you can go for more layers of carbon. For the core, it's kind of the same. You can go high density, low density, and medium density. And at the end, very important, Chris, is trying the racket to know which feeling you're searching for. We have our demo program at Total Padel, very soon also at Padel Warehouse, and trying the racket is very important to know which specs are the best for you, and then you will be able to find the one for you.
Well, thank you so much for explaining those differences in rackets. I know that there's a ton of information on the totalpadel.com Learning Center. We're starting to build that out too at Padel Warehouse, so visit both sites to learn more about the right paddle racket for you.